Hey everybody, got enough questions to do Q&A video number 9, so here it is. Make sure to keep asking questions. Doesn't matter what they're about. Can be about anything. Doesn't have to be about the channel. Just be personal questions, whatever you want. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with a question from metaitachi. Actually, 2 questions. Let's start with the first one. First one is, what YouTubers do you enjoy watching that are unrelated to gaming, or at least Let's Play and reviews aspect to gaming? Well, as for gaming that's not related to what you mentioned there, Next Gen Tactics has a lot of good stuff. Specifically, they do a lot of gameplay and commentary videos, and Guns for Hire. He has his own little thing. He calls it the Gun Shop, and he does news reporting, and that's pretty cool to watch. But they do a lot of little strategy kind of videos and such, commenting on how they play the game and that kind of thing. So they do a lot of good stuff. As for people who don't do gaming videos, FPS Russia is pretty amusing. He does a lot of crazy stuff with guns and all sorts of different things, actually, not just guns. But for someone who does pretty much only guns and occasionally like knives and hatchets and stuff, Hickok45, he does a lot of great stuff. Very informative, and he's got a good sense of humor and everything. And then there's, of course, Epic Mealtime. They're absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen Epic Mealtime, you at least need to watch an episode of Epic Mealtime sometime. Doesn't matter what it is, just one of them, because they're just ridiculous. And then Freddie W. I like his stuff. He does a lot of little action movie videos, little short films, that sort of thing. And then he does little videos on behind the scenes, that sort of thing. And as for other things, the Rona Project, though I haven't gotten a copy of that yet, I do plan on getting it eventually, and they're this independent manga project, and so I've been following them for a little while, and they're pretty interesting. And Mark Crilly, if you don't know who Mark Crilly is, he is a manga artist, and he's written his own manga. He's also doing a comic book series right now called Brody's Ghost. He wrote the Miki Falls manga series too, if you've ever heard of that. He mostly does a lot of children's books, so he's never really like graphic or anything in terms of violence, nudity, sex, anything like that. He really caters more to the younger crowd, but his artwork is just phenomenal. He does a lot of how to draw kind of videos, so I watch those. But other than them, I really don't watch a lot of other people's videos apart from gaming videos. So, yeah. Second question from metaitachi is, what do you think about review sites like IGN? And apparently for him, most of the complaints, I can't talk today, are in the comments, which people are just irritating, and they're like, when their game gets anything below a 9.5, they compare it to Call of Duty's review and go, like, IGN's ignorant. Well, there is some truth to that. IGN generally is kind of ignorant when it comes to a lot of gameplay aspects. I mean, they bash things that really don't make a lot of sense when they bash them. So I really don't look at their reviews at all, apart from to get a general idea of what the big complaints are from the so-called big critics. And I mean, PC Gamer's really gone downhill too. It's basically anybody who reviews Oblivion and says it's amazing, or reviews Fallout 3 or Crysis and says they're amazing, they're the best games ever, then I don't trust them. So it's pretty much like that. I don't trust their reviews. They're good for news stuff, though. I mean, they're really good for news reporting and then pointing out like little indie titles here and there and such like that. So I really do pay attention to that kind of stuff, but I don't really pay attention to their reviews. For that, I really more listen to my subscribers and just my friends in general, because they're giving me a better idea of what to expect. Next one is from Lavitz1125. What is your biggest disappointment in gaming history? Ooh. It's the one that's pretty much the same as a lot of people. Duke Nukem Forever. Yeah. Do I really need to say anything more than that? Just Duke Nukem Forever. Next one, next 3 actually are from Anderson, and I would assume it's Mr. A. Anderson, but anyway. First one is, do you think casual games have the potential to attract more girls into the video game industry? there's been a lot of girls in the video games, well, in video gaming for quite a while actually, and it's not necessarily that they play casual games. It's just that they don't really play the same types of games guys do. In general, I mean, I know I'm stereotyping here, but in general, girls really aren't that big on blasting things to pieces and, you know, slicing people apart, that sort of thing. They're really not into the violence. They're generally not into the whole big-boobed protagonist women and all that kind of stuff. They just go in to have just some fun, and that's about it. And the weird thing is, you look at like The Sims, and the vast majority of players of The Sims, and it has a huge crowd actually. Well, I wouldn't say the vast majority, but the majority of them are actually women. The majority of players of The Sims are actually women, and I don't really know why. I guess it's because a lot of them grew up on stuff like Barbie and just that's what they're used to. They like that. I don't know, but certain genres of game, the less violent stuff generally tends to attract more girls to it. Now, I do know girls who are into the more violent stuff. Like, I know a girl who got LA Noire and is really enjoying it. So, I mean, stuff like that. But, I mean, do the casual games attract them more? I don't think so. It really just depends on the game itself. Next one is, do you see games being recognized as art in 10 to 20 years? By having more artistic interpretations and more emotional stories and characters. Well, I have good news for you. They are considered art now. The Smithsonian, I believe, has an exhibit of the art of video gaming, and I think it's more than just like drawing artwork and 3D modeling and stuff. I think it's actually certain like storytelling, character design, all that kind of stuff. That they really are starting to really be considered art, and well, at least a valid medium for art. And so I really hope that they can we can start seeing more artsy games, because artists will see that and be like, hey, we can put more stuff out through this medium and have it be a unique experience kind of thing. As for artsy video games, I mean, I haven't played it yet, but The Last Express, I mean, you just look at that. That's really considered one of those artsy video games. I mean, well, I wouldn't say artsy. It's pretty much considered art. But, I mean, there are plenty of games out there that do have more artistic interpretations, and we're getting more to a stage where they are really a much more viable art form than, say, about 10 years ago. So, yeah, I see games being fully recognized as art pretty soon. And last question from Anderson is, have you ever tried to develop a mod or a game in the past? Did it work, and do you think you could be a good game developer? I don't know. Could I be a good game developer? It really just depends on, you know, who plays it and if I do well at it. But, so I do plan on doing that on the side. I have actually modded Neverwinter Nights. I did some module work for that. And I never released the module, and I never finished it, but I got it to a pretty workable state. But other than that, I did some scripting for SMod, and it was weapon scripting, so I was basically porting weapons from, like, say, Counter-Strike mods to, well, not Counter-Strike mods, just, like, Counter-Strike skins and such to SMod, and it was specifically SMod Tactical. And, other than that, I can't really think of any modding that I did. But game development, yes, I have tried it. I've fiddled with a lot of game development. I'm trying to work on a dungeon crawler right now. It's not going too well right now, but we'll see how that goes. And I mean, because it's going slowly, because I'm basically coding it from scratch. So we got quite a ways to go on that one. And I want to get the engine working before I actually get the game developed. Anyway. I did also fiddle with a text-based adventure game, sort of like Zork, but it was a lot shorter, and I didn't actually finish that. I just kind of did it in my downtime during class once, and I didn't really get it to a very workable state, but again, it was just kind of something I did during class. So I'm going to try working on stuff like that again, and we'll see how that goes. Next question is from Tasuke, and he wants to know if I read manga, and if so, which ones. Yes, I do read manga. Currently, I'm reading regularly Naruto, Bleach, and Claymore. And I know you're going to be like, oh, Naruto, ugh, Bleach, they're horrible. No, they're not horrible. The mangas aren't. The animes are, but the mangas aren't. I mean, Naruto's actually starting to get better. So, we'll see. But, yeah, those are the ones I read currently. I've also read Hellsing. I sort of started Black Lagoon, but I never finished it. I fiddled with Gantz for a little while, and it just got really, really awful. Red Elfin Lead, and that one was really, really depressing and kind of disturbing. But other than that, oh, I have read the Zelda mangas, the Legend of Zelda mangas, and they are horrible. Oh God, Link never shuts up, and it's really irritating. But yeah, I've read a random smattering of mangas in general. I mean, I want to get the Ghost in the Shell mangas. I want to read Rurouni Kenshin. I managed to watch the series but never read the mangas. So, yeah, I want to get into that. Next 3 questions are from 3Try. What a surprise, actually. First off, what console-exclusive games do you want to come to PC? Well, in recent memory, obviously, Red Dead Redemption. I'm a huge Western fan, especially spaghetti Westerns. And that's console only is really pissing me off. Also want to see LA Noire come to PC. I mean, they probably won't, I know, but I mean, because Rockstar equals jackasses. But I really want both of those to come to PC very badly. I wouldn't mind if the Halo games actually came to PC. I mean, they'd be really outdated and nobody'd get them, but I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that. The Gears of War franchise would be nice on PC. They put the first one on, but I don't know why they never finished the series on PC. I mean, they didn't put 2 on PC at all, and I don't think they're going to put 3 on there either. So, I don't know. But other than those, I'm trying to think if there's anything. I mean, there really isn't anything I can think of that's major console only that would actually work really well on PC anyway. So, I mean, there's really not that much I can think of. Second question from 3Try is, does the FPS genre, the first-person shooter genre, need more innovation? I don't know about innovation. I mean, innovation's always welcome. It's not welcome in any genre, any game. But I don't know if FPSs need more innovation now. It's more that they need to have more variety. Right now, we have the major problem of every shooter feeling exactly the same. It's all military shooters. They all play pretty much the same, which is basically Call of Duty. They all have extremely limited weapon selections, all that kind of stuff. So, they really do feel kind of bland and just overdone. I mean, we need more variety in that. We need more, less modern military shooter and more variety in the setting. Like, we need more futuristic stuff, more sci-fi. We need, like, hell, I'd like to see some more, some older stuff. Maybe, like, Revolutionary War. I know that'd be horrible, but Revolutionary War would be interesting. You know, World War I. We never see anything from World War I. I mean, Necrovision and that Darkest of Days or whatever it was, briefly touched on, I think. But you don't see anything from, like, World War I, but even though it was, you know, much more devastating to Europe than World War II was, really. Apart from the Holocaust, obviously. But anyway. But yeah. I mean, we need more variety in the settings and more variety in the gameplay. We really need to stop trying to copy either Halo or Call of Duty, and especially Call of Duty right now. And then last question, again from 3Try, is one that I'm really not well suited to answer, but I'll try anyway. And that is, what is the scariest game of all time? Personally, I suppose it'd be Penumbra, but I haven't really played a lot of scary games or horror games, so I can't really say anything about that. But as for games that have put me on edge enough to actually make me quit, believe it or not, King's Quest VI actually put me on edge enough to quit the game. And that was because of the labyrinth, and those of you who've played King's Quest VI know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it's hard to describe. But, yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of certain parts of games that have that sense of dread that you think would be good for horror, but I mean, I really don't play a lot of horror games, so I can't really say too definitively. Anyway, there you go. That was Q&A video 9, and sorry for the last question's answer was probably stupid, and I can't talk anymore. But, yeah, again, make sure to keep asking questions. Doesn't matter what they're about again. But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.